riding machines, huh?
Yeah, my fellow nerds. It's Ninja Dad, your favourite nerd himself, coming back at you today with yet another episode. I think it's episode 7 now in our Horizon series. And this one's about, I've titled it Low Health Can Be Your Friend.
Oh yeah.
So we've got quite a bit to cover in this video, and let's start out by having a look at the races. Now, these races that you got a few of them, and this is how you get the warrior bow Kaj's Bane. You got to complete all of these, and God, I have to say, I'm very hard. It's quite tough.
Who are you?
Just so you know.
Get these mounts?
Alright, so let's get into this and have some fun.
Aloy, you got a mount?
Race is full.
Actually, I think a spot just opened up.
All right. What are the rules?
Don't die.
This ought to be good.
Shut up, Pekka.
Let's hit the track.
Alright, so off we go. Now, in the races, you've got a number of bits and pieces. You'll see as you're going past, a number of times there's things hanging. Some of them are arrows, so you can get like shock arrows and stuff like that. Some of them are mines that you chuck out, and the green ones there that you can pick up are my favourites for these races because, well, they're your boosts like that. Pick your timing when you do the boost, because sometimes if you get shot just as you start to boost, you end your boost basically before you even get a chance to use it. Yep, you got to bash and crash and shoot your way to victory. Loads of fun, these races, but they are pretty tough if you want to win.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I would suggest that I was really lucky in this one that my first time through I actually won it, but normally what I'd do is I do like a dry run and just look to see where the particular things are that I quite like. So looking for where those boosts are, and also looking for where when there's no boosts, what is there that you can grab, like a shock mine. Grab a shock mine and ditch it out. Whoever's right behind you runs into the shock mine and it just takes a bunch of them out real quick, which is really good. As you can see, it's a bit chaotic. And if you can clear the pack with those boosts, yeah, that makes a bit of a difference. And when you see the highlighted symbol that you're about to get attacked, that's a good time to brace as well. It's one of your buttons. Just try and stay in front. That's definitely what I would try to do. Coming from behind in these races is, well, it's a bit shit, it's a bit difficult. You can try and time a boost to finish it, but I found it easier usually winning from in front. Right, so moving on. Let's dive into some of the low health stuff, shall we? First off, holding with your power attack and dodging like 4 times, you can go from an empty resonator to a full resonator. Just like that. Good to know for when you're doing melee type combat.
I better patch myself up.
And you just hold your power button down, which is what in PlayStation it's like R2, but you hold it when you're dodging, and you only release it when you're ready to hit your target. But as you can see in these guns here, that sprint slide takedown that I really like, super effective. Right, so this doesn't start out in low health. I like to usually stay in low health as much as possible. When you go up a level, you get all your life back, and well, had that been a low life, half of these guys would have died in the first hit. Just saying. As you can see, the resonator blasts, well, in the melee combat, this really make a difference. And this is where the dodge while holding your power button really works well, because you don't always get the opportunity to do your power attack, and you basically want to position yourself well to do it. And in order to do that, sometimes you've just got to dodge a couple of times, and if that gets you a full resonator, cool. And as you can see though, once you get to low health, the extra damage output you get from all the melee is, well, I think it's what, 30% more. You can make that more if you've got the low health melee weave in as well, but I don't. I don't even have full power. As the Tanaka Marshall, I think I'm running at the moment, because I haven't got the Vanquisher yet. But that's only got a level 1 low health defense, so there's still room in my build for quite the improvement. But yeah, jumping around like a goof in low health, it's a lot of fun, and well, it's actually surprisingly kick-ass, as you'll see here. Now, one of these is a claw strider, and the other's an apex claw strider. And God, normally I don't muck with these guys at all outside of this build. I take them out from range because it's like, holy shit. But as you'll see here, the low health build just absolutely kicks their asses. And you don't have to keep healing. You've got a massive damage reduction. So I take 60% less damage. I get like once it's upgraded, it'll take 70% less damage, and 1.5 seconds before I start healing. So I stay in low health, and it heals up to the critical again, and I don't have to keep healing. The main thing you absolutely need to be running, rather than health potions, is your cleanse potions in this build. Just in case you get elementals and stuff like that that will stop you from healing or crushing, something like that. Right, moving on. This is the part breaker Valor Surge on at the moment, and the idea here is you're trying to remove parts, and you've got about a 30% chance of getting a knockdown if you can blow some parts off them. It doesn't last very long, so make the most of it while you have it. That's about all I can suggest to you. But as you can see, Scorcher, not so bad when you got either the low health melee or your Spin Thorn. Spin Thorn still does an absolute truckload of damage to all these higher level guys. Fan-bloody-tastic. Yeah. And here's boom. Yeah, just like that. So this is where the low health build, you really be wanting to keep your eye on as many of the enemy as possible, but also really watch for that flash that you get in their eyes, because it's the signal basically that they're going to attack. Right, so one of the other weapons that you've got new to Forbidden West, as you can see here, we've got something we can throw out and come out like a boomerang. So cool. So I've got 24 of my shredders there out for the gauntlet, and if you catch it, you get to keep it. So you don't actually lose. So you can still got 24 even after I've used them. Now, if you do 4 shots without putting away your shredder gauntlet, the 4th one will be an explosion, and each time you get that hit, it gets stronger and stronger, as you'll see. If you put it away, it starts back again from 1. But these things, very cool. The shredders don't go straight through an object to come back at you, and all you got to do is just basically, if you're running away in a particular direction, once you've thrown it, it will track back that way. So you're better to move before it starts travelling back, so that you can then decide which way it's going to go. rather than a 50-50. But as you can see, these things are bloody effective on certain things. And this one's the piercing shredder. There's different shredders, but this one's the piercing one that I've got going. Yeah. And you can see it glowing more and more as it charges up. Once it's fully charged, that's when you get the big hits. Like that, look at that. So the very next hit with that one will be an explosive one, as you can see. And, yep. As soon as he goes from searching for me back to normal again, I can release it. It's because I'm holding it, it won't put it away. And boom, there we go. The explosion. Right, so the enemy of my enemy is not always my friend. In this particular case, it really shows you've got some rebels fighting some machines, and I would suggest you do your best to keep them all as occupied as possible and thin the herd piecewise, each side, so that battles like that, they're just all overwhelmed if they all attack you, but if they're all fighting each other, it's like, cool. The longer they fight each other, the better. Alright. Alright, let's have a look at power shots. That's become one of my favourite of the Velosurges. It's not a time thing, it's a shots thing. And when you've maxed it out, it's got 5 shots, and each hit, I think it is a hit, gives you back 25% of, what is it, your stamina or something? Something like that. But it does a massive hit with things like bows and bolt blasters and like your spinthorn. If you're going to use one of your other techniques, like a focused shot or something, it doesn't use it up. And with max, you've got 5 shots that don't use up any ammo. Which, God, that's actually bloody handy, I have to say. But yeah, you can check out and see how this goes. I'll do a few more of the power shot one because I really like it.
Tired of this cold. Never mind.
Stay alert in case there was someone.
All I had. And he brought me up the best he could. Not only that,
Now,
when
of
Hades
course,
discovered who I
once
was
again,
and sent the
I'm
Eclipse after
gonna
me,
definitely show
he sacrificed
off
himself so I could survive.
as much
seems like
of
ages
my
ago.
favourite character as
So
I
much has
can,
happened
and
since.
that's Rost.
What I'm doing now,
Um,
I don't think you could even begin to understand it.
he's massively
Secret lands were all he really
influential
knew.
on Aloy,
So I
and she
can't let
often
myself dwell on
references
it.
him, even
Not with
though
everything I have to do.
he was in the game
understand.
for an incredibly
Sometimes
short
when I think
time,
about my
even
sister,
in Zero Dawn.
about what she would have
Um,
become if she had survived.
As I
proving,
said, the
it hurts.
impact that he had
And I just need to
carries
bury it for a
over
while.
the whole
But
series,
only for a while.
and
You can't ignore it forever.
yeah,
Memories always come back.
there's
The ones that matter.
quite emotional moments that
For now, the mission
Aloy
has to
has
come
with some of the
first.
other characters,
Fair
and
enough.
it's good to see games that do that really well. Yeah, go Rost.
Beta, you don't have a defect. Beta, look, it's not a piece of Elizabeth. The difference is, I had him. Rost, he raised you, trained you, but he was never warm or loving. The day he died, the day he gave you that charm, he was going to abandon you. He wanted me to embrace the tribe. But then he gave his life for mine. He loved me in his own way. And that was enough. What did he feel like?
Yeah, I think this actually points here to something that's often misunderstood, particularly by women.
Having the strength that was always there.
The way men love is
It's still there.
really
Even
quite
now I
different
hear him in my head when
to
he
the
gets
way
that bad.
women love. And men typically show
impossible.
their love by
Deeper.
protecting and providing
Fight
for
like you can win.
those which they care for. It can be quite a problem for the misunderstood men out there, particularly, that, well,
About keeping Rost
the
in his
emotional
buried.
side of a man
I guess
doesn't
part of me
tend to
thought
get
he was holding me
shown too
back,
well to
'cause he
women.
wanted
We
me to be
we
a
don't
Nora.
really have
Truth is, he gave me a
the
lot,
scope
and I took him for
in
granted.
which to display our
He's a good man.
emotions in society
Raised you well.
like women do. And to be perfectly honest, if we did, we would be far less attractive to the woman that we actually care about. It's just the unfortunate reality of that situation. Delta Sharp Shot Bow. Let's move on. That is probably the most kick-ass of the sharp shot bows for ages. It's a purple, and holy shit, it fires fast. Just saying, it's a really, really fast shooting bow. I stack it with stealth tier and the sharp shot tier boosting. So using it from stealth, it does an absolute massive hit. So as you can see, with your little bits and pieces here, with your stealth tier and your stealth ranged, it massively boosts the damage output that your weapons do. Combine that with the weaves on your outfits, and it can stack big time. Really can. So we're after the rock breaker ones here, and I may have already shot a couple of the claws off, I think. Yep, I have. If I'm to take on a rock breaker on the ground, I'm likely to get chewed out pretty quickly on very hard or ultra. I tend to hit them from an elevated position on a hard surface, like a rocky outcrop or something like I'm doing here. That way they can't burrow under you and just wipe you out while you're scoping out looking for them. It's definitely an easier way to collect your bits and pieces that you need, and you do need a few of these mining claws from the rock breakers. So yeah, we take the easy ones where we can. Alright, so you've seen the damage output that the bow does without power shots, and now let's show you with the power shot. This thing ain't gonna survive that much longer once it surfaces. That's the only downside doing it this way, is that they tend to hide, but patience has its rewards. Where is he? Come on. There he is. Alright. Let's see the difference here. Boom. Big buku damage. Boom. Right. And let's finish him out. Aiming for his weak spots. Boom. Down. Just like that. Yeah, buddy. Alright. Another new opponent in the game. Giant snaky. Slither fangs. Pains in the ass. They really are. They've got really big damage that they can do to you, and I've died a few times to these little buggers, or these giant things. Yeah, most of the time that they get me, it's with their shock attack from that bloody tail. So as that tail goes past, that's a bloody good target. Just saying, because if you can disable that tail, well, can't do the shock attack. You can do the acid attack until you take out that thing, that big green thing there. But, just gotta do the best you can. Spin them from the wind, obviously, for me. It does massive damage on these guys. Getting it into the body part, the lower body part, it does the knockdowns really quickly, and from there you can take out the earth grinders if you still need to, or you can just grapple in and bash your crap out of them. If you've got enough earth grinders. Yeah. This is the normal variant one, and just it's not as bad as the Apex one. I think we'll have a look at the Apex one next, just so you can see what I mean.
Get the parts I need here. Better try another location.
Yeah, now with the Apex Slither Fangs, actually with Slither Fangs in general, what actually makes them so dangerous is that they've got a shock attack, a purge water attack, and an acid attack. Those elementals can be really quite problematic, particularly against a low health build. Which is why you'll see I've got a bunch of the cleanse potions there, and honestly I use more cleanse potions on Slither Fangs than I do on anything else. Yep. But yeah, taking the tail, it's definitely my new move on these guys.
Still here.
Out of stealth,
And still
hit that tail, hopefully don't get discovered, and yeah, get rid of the shock attack, because that's what kills me more than anything. Yeah, as I said, it's just absolutely crazy. Yeah. Disabling that, big help. It's no more acid. And if you get no more acid and no more shock, then those purge water ones aren't very accessible, but at least you know they've only got one long range attack like that. Kind of helps. Just so you know, with the upgrading you do need quite a few of these earth grinders. So you will have to face quite a number of these bloody pains. Just so you know.
Shame doesn't like fire.
Yeah, so as you can see, just 2 shots of the power shot on the Apex Frostclaw has done a real number on it. That's why I definitely do like the power shots. It isn't timer based, and it does massive bonus damage to, especially these. Oh god, these things are tanky, and if you can drain their life substantially in a couple of hits, then shit, that makes the battle so much better. It really does. And as you can see, even though it's getting all frosted up, I'm not trying to hit it whilst it's frosted. I'm definitely trying to stay as much as possible in stealth. I'm very hard facing these guys. Well, it could be a traumatizing experience reloading over and over again. I like to do things the sneaky way. It does take a little longer. I think currently I'm about 190 hours in. Given that Zero Dawn from Very Hard and New Game Plus only was like 178 hours, you can see the major extra time taken in all this grinding for upgrading weapons and armors. It can be a little taxing sometimes, so I would absolutely be very careful on what you want to upgrade max, because well, it'll take you forever and a day to do everything. Just saying. And you know, like, I've got my preferred weapons, but when you play it, you'll have yours, and they might be the same, they might not. That's fine. Remember, it's your game, play it your way. But what you really want to focus on is the weapons that you love the most and you're going to use the most. That's the ones that you want to upgrade first. And if you take a quick look here, power shots, didn't go down. Shredders don't work with power shots. So you can use them in between your shots to tear armor off or damage other bits and pieces to get them within range of the power shot. These are all like different strategies that you can employ, knowing what you've got and knowing how it works. So definitely take your time to play around with all the different bits and pieces. Some of them I tend to avoid, like the ones at the moment that I really haven't upgraded all that much, mainly to do with the fact that they're health boosting, like the valor surge on the ranged one, that you, when you get kills you get life back, and when you get each hit you get life back, and well, playing on the low health setup, you don't want that. Like in the infiltrator tree, I also took off my my stealth strike heals, so I found them painful, getting so much life back each time. It's like, grr, I want to keep it low. So you just got to do what you got to do. Ancestors Return, a brilliant shredder gauntlet. So yeah, we've got the power shots here, and let's have a look at we've got, what's that, 200% bonus damage and concentration return. That's what it was, not stamina, concentration. You get 25% back, so you can do it for longer, aim for longer. And the other one that I showed earlier was the part breaker. So you can see that bonus damage and tear versus the different components, and you get a chance of triggering a knockdown as well. Like I said, it's just very time specific, that one, where power shots isn't. And Defy Death, that's the one that tees up perfectly with your low health build. So that's probably what we're going to show off in a moment here. I would definitely have to say that for the low health build, the two most important ones are low health defense and low health regen. The low health defense gives you a massive damage reduction, as I talked about earlier. But the low health regen, what is it, 1.5 seconds? And I'm getting my life coming back up to the critical stage. And, well, that's huge. It means no requirement to take potions or berries or anything like that. Just go to cleanse in case you get burning or purge water or something like that down on you.
Should try something other than fire.
And that's about it. So, we've got our Valor Surge set for Defy Death, as you can see. Let's go take on something that, well, I typically wouldn't go anywhere near in a close quarters fight like this. Huh. The old Scorcher. Mate. Very fast moving, very hard hitting, very offensive with its elemental fire damage, and you get caught with half of those attacks and you're toasted. The amount of times that I've been looking at the loading screen from being hit by that launching fire attack that he's got, it's like, grrr. And the mines can be painful, so I target them first. Yeah, it's not a typical thing that you would do, staying in close to badass bloody creatures like this. Really not typically a good idea. The low health build, especially with Defy Death on, you get to hit harder and you get what's called a second chance. So if you get toasted once, you'll get a revive basically, so you're not going to die on one particular, and you'll see it in this. So oh, look at that. So yeah, this build has become one of my favorites, and it's mainly because it really leads into the kind of gameplay style that I really like, which is the combat like this. Absolutely fantastic, tons of fun, way more interactive. Instead of being like sneaky all the time, that's probably what killed me right about there. Yeah, instead of being sneaky all the time, you get right up in a whole gang of their face, and as long as you're careful to only get hit once every couple of seconds, then they're not likely to kill you. Which, shit, that's different, especially on very hard. It's like, man, most of the stuff like can wipe me out in one hit. It's like, grah. But as you see, boom, there we go. Right, well, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. See if we can get a bit closer to the Burning Shores. Right, thanks. See you, bye.